Hey, this is Paul Wilson here, and today I'm just bringing you, basically why spinning will give you a big bum and thighs. More so to the ladies, but fellas, you're going to learn some pretty awesome stuff as well, getting rid of the body fat. In fact, generally, how I'm going to basically show you how to get rid of it will also work with like the muffin tops, the boobs, and also, you know, obviously the big thighs, the bum as well. Okay, so let's start with basically who I am. My name is Paul Wilson, and I run Fat Burner Boot Camp. It's an outdoor fitness boot camp in Warsaw Wood and also Lichfield as well. And we're also opening up more camps that are coming into the area as well. So we're basically bringing the workout to you, which is pretty neat. And pretty much what separates us from other, weight loss solutions that you will see as well heavily in the media at the moment this time of the year is that we guarantee all your money back. We guarantee that you will drop up to a stone and be a jean size smaller in under, well, basically 12 workouts, which is pretty neat, right? And that's all, money back guaranteed, which is pretty neat. Now, I specialize in fat loss. This kind of bugs me quite a bit because a lot of, so-called personal trainers and that, they call them, basically generalize, and they tend to be, the ace of all trades sort of thing, which really sucks because there's a lot of personal trainers that say they do this and that, but they don't specialize in anything, whereas I'm specializing in fat loss. I pretty know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to show you in just a moment's time as well. And this is pretty much what backs it up. Last year I melted over 2,500 pounds of unwanted fat, stubborn body fat from the people in and around Warsaw, which is pretty neat. So basically, ladies, I want to talk to you if you've got that pear-shaped. And tell you why spinning and things like that would be really bad for this. So the pear-shaped body, where you've got, the big bum, thighs, and the hips sort of area where we store a lot of body fat, and the lower body. And the reason women tend to store a lot of body fat in the lower region is due to, well, firstly, estrogen, but also alpha-2 receptors. Now, females tend to get with, not all females, but females with the big bum, the thighs, and that's, the lower body area, tend to have high amount of alpha-2 receptors in that area itself. Fellas tend to get it in the lower abdomen region, which is why it's so hard for them to get a six-pack. And we're going to talk about the answer in just a moment's time as well. So females, as I say, it's estrogen related as well as these alpha-2 receptors is why you've probably got that big bum area as well. Which basically these alpha-2 receptors, they make it impossible almost for fat to be released as an energy source. Basically, when you exercise, you stimulate the fat cell to release the fat to be used as energy. And basically, that's what these alpha-2 receptors do, is basically bind onto that and stop that fat to be used. Okay, so that's why you tend to get that pear shape in that lower body area. So how do we remove it, I hear you saying? Basically, stay away from steady state cardio. That's the lung boring cardio that I find really boring. I see a lot of trainers doing it as well, putting their clients onto the treadmill, the cross trainer, the cycles, and then just standing next to them talking about what they had for dinner or last night's TV. It's not. To me isn't personal training, and that to me is an effective workout. In fact, it's really bad. It can make you fat as well, make you fatter. So what you want to stay away from is that lung boring cardio, especially if it's over 45 minutes, because after 45 minutes your body goes into a catabolic state where it starts to slow down and actually break down. And what will happen is it's sort of like you start releasing cortisol, which is your fat hormone. And if you're releasing a lot of cortisol after those 45 minutes of exercise, that fat hormone, that cortisol, is going to start storing body fat, which is really bad. There is a benefit to cortisol. Let's say in a short 20-minute workout where you're going to apply a stress to the body and release cortisol. And what cortisol will do is release blood sugar into the blood to give you a big burst of energy. But because your body's starting to slow down, it's breaking down in that catabolic state, releasing that sugar is just going to be stored as fat. But whereas if we was doing a short brief burst of exercise where we're going to really crank up that metabolism as well, so many benefits to doing that high intensity metabolic workout. You're also going to release the blood sugar and burn it off straight away. So it does have a benefit, the adrenaline, releasing that adrenaline to give that blood sugar, but cortisol certainly will also add fat onto the body, which is bad news. So stay away from the lung boring cardio, and also spinning. this is the big one. I certainly tend to see it quite a lot. Is the Instructor with the chunky butt, chunky thigh syndrome, and they tend to do loads of spinning classes back to back. And basically, what's happening here is that we're spinning. It's not necessarily spinning in itself where you've got the resistance on, that's okay. But when you're freewheeling, it's really bad news. What your leg's doing, if you imagine pedaling downhill, firstly, you're not, it's easy, isn't it? You're not going to be burning off any calories doing that. So you're not burning off any fat to begin with, okay? Secondly, due to the freewheeling and your legs spinning round, it still makes your legs feel tired, right? You still feel really lethargic in your legs after, freewheeling and spinning your legs around with no resistance on. Well, what's happening here is your calcium plates that are in the legs are depleted with calcium, so it makes your legs feel tired. Well, what this then does, so although you've still got loads of energy in your legs, it's because of the depletion of calcium, with your legs spinning around so fast, it's made your legs feel tired. Then your brain's going to send loads of fat to release it in the blood to be used as energy, send the glycogen down there, and because it's not being used, it's actually going to get stored in the leg area as well, where it should be. A lot of blood flow is going to that area, but the muscles are still packed full of energy. They're not going to be using that fat that's being brought down, your brain sending down through the blood into the leg area, so it gets stored. So that's the reason why spinning is going to actually put more fat onto your body, onto your legs even. And if you've got, ladies, if you've got that generally a big area around your legs, and you've got those alpha-2 receptors in that area, it's going to make it very difficult for you to release that fat from that area as energy. So first thing, stop the lung boring cardio, stop the spinning, stimulate that area. And the supplements that I want you to start doing is sodium bicarb. Okay, this is also going to help fellas with the the moobs, the love handles, ladies with a muffin top, and getting rid of that body fat, but also targeting the bum, the leg area as well. Start supplementing with sodium bicarbonate. It's cheap as anything from the supermarket. You can get it for around about 74p from Tesco's at the moment. Really cheap. But it's one of the most alkaline minerals that you can have. Now, when we talk about getting an alkaline nutrition, because your body is slightly alkaline, that's why you want to bring it back, get lots of alkaline foods into your diet. If you're putting loads of acidic foods into your diet, then your body's always going to battle to bring it back to an alkaline state. That's when lots of, your minerals are lost to bring it back to an alkaline state. And that's where you start getting, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember, but it start where you're going to get like chocolate cravings and things like that, because you're actually craving with chocolate, you're actually craving for magnesium, not necessarily chocolate. But dairy chocolate, it goes into a circle, and I can go on and on about that, but yeah, then you want more chocolate and so on. But sodium bicarbonate, with being alkaline and alkaline foods, is going to increase the oxygenation of your blood. More blood, basically you're not going to be falling down to a common cold. Bacteria can't grow. You're going to be a lot more healthy because your blood and your body cells are more oxygenated. So it's going to increase blood flow to those areas, your legs, your bum, your waist, and those sort of areas, to supply vitamins and nutrients and what it needs to basically function, and oxygen into the cells. And basically release that fat from that area. So the first one, sodium bicarbonate, have half a teaspoon with 500 ml of water in the morning, get it down you, and then have it in the evening as well. Top stuff to be doing. The second one would be to supplement with fish oils. By the way, this isn't just for, the bum and the big thighs. Obviously, it's going to work for that, but this is some pretty neat stuff to be using to achieve fat loss, okay? Some pretty awesome stuff, some powerful stuff. So fish oils, they're actually going to switch off your fat storing enzymes and switch on your fat burning enzymes. Pretty awesome, right? So start taking the fish oils a day as well. Your omega-3 fish oils, it's got to be omega-3 fish oils, not cod liver oil or anything like that. It's got to be a mixture between the liver, the oil from a liver of a fish, and the oil from the brain of a fish as well. So it's got to be the omega-3 fish oils. And then the final thing, which is absolutely fantastic, certainly with females, with estrogen, also males, if you're drinking a lot of beer, which you shouldn't be, but if you're drinking a lot of beer, that is very estrogenic. you want something called indole 3-carbinol. Now, indole 3-carbinol is going to basically bind on to estrogen, and then you're going to pass it out. So you've got an excess of estrogen, certainly with females with that pear-shaped, or females going later on, you know, reaching like 40, pushing on for 40 and beyond, starting to produce the, you know, a lot more estrogen. Then this stuff is going to be able to bind onto the estrogen, and then you're going to poop it out. So it's pretty cool, right? So we're not storing extra body fat. And this is what's pretty amazing, is that you can get indole 3-carbinol from watercress. So I want you to start having 3 servings of watercress each day, and take note as well of the difference. You know, take a before photo, take some inches around your waist, the biggest part of your bum, your chest, and your thighs, and just start doing that 3 times a day. Watercress, have it for breakfast, lunch, and in your evening as well, and watch the change happen as you put that indole 3-carbinol. You can also supplement it as well, but it's pretty neat stuff for getting rid of that stubborn body fat. And then my top tips: get away from the lung boring cardio, get away from the spinning, supplement with sodium bicarbonate, fish oils, and indole 3-carbinol. Get that watercress. You can also get indole carbinol from spinach, broccoli, sprouts, those sort of, you know, the green leafy vegetables, which is fantastic because green leafy vegetables are also going to be really alkaline, increase that blood flow again, which is some top stuff to be doing. So that's some pretty awesome detailed stuff right there, pretty, you know, technical stuff that you can start doing to really remove that stubborn body fat around your body, your stubborn body fat that you want to remove. Okay, I've been Paul Wilson. Thank you so much for listening. I will speak to you very, very soon. Take care.